Today is not just any episode of Something for Your Sundays. Today we're celebrating our 10th episode, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's get going. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mark Akins, Mr. Challenge Your Perception, and I am here today on our 10th episode.
Thanks for tuning in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a little something for your Sundays, brought to you by Gratifying Expressions LLC. Here at Gratifying Expressions, we believe that everyone has the right to express themselves. Just do it in a way that others will be grateful that you did. Today, we want to do something a little bit different. What I want to do, along with my journey to challenge the world, to challenge themselves, is to be able to add to the way we do things. I don't want to subtract anything, right? That's why I don't want to necessarily change. I want to challenge, but I want to add into our structure in our society. And one way that I want to do that is by implementing a new word. Yes, you heard me right.
A new word.
So as I was doing some research, it turns out that one of the things you have to do in order for the word to work is to popularize it. So it has to start turning up and being used in multiple outlets so that then it can be petitioned to be a word in the dictionary. And so there's a word that is very, very important that I've come up with. Yes, if you've heard this word anywhere else, it has come from Mark Akins, okay? And the word we're going to go over today is Mentalstrate. Mentalstrate. Now, I know you're probably wondering, what in the world is Mentalstrate? Well, I'll tell you, when you don't want or need something in your body naturally discharges the things that is not serving the body. You urinate, you defecate, you regurgitate. When you're trying to regulate your temperature, you perspirate. Okay? Actually, even when you think about the clouds in the sky, once they're full of water, through the condensation process, it precipitates, right? Women menstruate, right? So whenever you're in the process of moving things along, because where there's a left, there's a right, where there's an up, there's a down, where there's an in, there's an out. We have to realize there's no process for your mind like that. There's a process for the clouds, but there's no process for your mind. There's a process for your body, almost every aspect of it, but not for your mind. And so this is where Mentalstrate comes in. All right, Mentalstrate. So this is going to be a verb, okay? To discharge ideas, emotions, and feelings that are no longer serving your mental health, okay? You want to discharge ideas, emotions, and feelings that no longer serve your mental health. That's what Mentalstrate is, okay? And this is something very important that we all need to learn the process of doing and make sure that we do. And this is what I'm here to talk to you about. Now, some of you may say, wait a minute, in that definition, you use emotions and feelings as if they were two separate things. Well, that's true because they are two separate things. So an emotion is definitely something that goes on with inside of you, but a feeling is more known as the thoughts of that emotion. So go ahead and take that with you. So the reason why I really want this again to be something that gets popularized and gets more public attention from you guys and be used is because we're always ingesting something into our minds. And if you all are watching me, you've been ingesting me and my practices into your mind. Whenever you're watching entertainment, you're ingesting that into your mind. Okay, this is why we're having memories. This is why you can remember what happened yesterday, because every single thing you encounter is being ingested into your mind. So, what happens when you're not discharging anything? What happens? And it's not that your mind can't continually add it in there, but some of it's going to go to a black space. I mean, what happened when you were 9 years old, 10 days after your birthday? It's in there. It's somewhere in there that you can recall. But once so much starts coming in, you start just naturally filtering out what you think you need on the day to day to keep going. And so this is why whenever you got thoughts racing through your head, because every day we're having about 50 to 60,000 thoughts, and you can't always control what goes in, but you can control what you focus on. Okay, you 100% can control what you focus on, but you may not be able to control everything that goes in. And I'll give you a great example of that. If right now you're driving down the street and you saw a cat run across the street and get hit by a car, you cannot control that you saw that. You cannot control if you heard that cat get hit. You cannot control if when that cat got hit, the tail flew on your car. You can't control that. But this is something that you're going to see. It just happened. So you can't always control what goes in, but you can control what you focus on, because you don't have to be 10 years down the line talking about this cat unless you want to. Or maybe if it was your cat and you wanted to use that story as a safe driving exhibition type of story. So, as far as getting back to mental straight, what I want you guys to realize is when all that stuff goes into your head, how can you keep your thoughts in order? How do you keep your thoughts in order? Because everything throughout the day is not what needs to be focused on, it's just occurrences. When you're not focusing, your thoughts aren't in order, they're in disorder, they're in mental disorder, right? And this is why you hear people saying they hear voices when we all have an internal monologue. Maybe not everyone. I've heard that there's some adults that don't have it, but to the ones that do, don't think it's a bad thing that you hear somebody in there. It's God, how God communicates with you. It's the reason you meditate. It's the reason you meditate. They don't tell you that. But if you're supposed to be silent and listen to yourself, and that's when you relax and that's when you calm. And how can you say that it's you 100%? How do you not know that it's God? I think that the voice of God is inside of us. I really do. But that's all part of the soul, right? So back to this mental straight again. If you do not have your thoughts in order and you're in mental disorder, and then this causes you a dis-ease because of how you feel. Now you have a dis-ease. Your mind's not at ease because your thoughts are all in a disorder. They're all just all over the place. I have so many people tell me, "Oh man, I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker." What is an overthinker? Who told you that you think too much? That sounds like somebody that wants to control you. It just sounds like you don't have your thoughts in order. You don't know what to focus on at one time. And so this is why it'll be really great to make a list. If it's not on the list, it doesn't exist. Okay? I'll repeat that.
If it's not on the list, it doesn't exist.
One way to keep your thoughts in order is to have checklists. And you could make multiple checklists throughout the day. I don't know how many of you do grocery lists, but I will tell you that you will forget more things than if you had a list, because if it's not on the list, it doesn't exist. This is one way that you can get your thoughts in order and kind of figure out what to focus on and when. You could have a list for the beginning of the day, the morning, for the middle of the day, the afternoon, and for the tail end of the day, all the way till midnight. You could have a list for the evening. Okay. And even on this list, you could put down eating. This is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I really want you guys to learn to mental straight. A couple of practices of how you can mental straight, right, is to talk out what's inside. You can talk it out to yourself. You can talk it out to yourself. And today, with these cameras that we have on the phones, you can record yourself talking to yourself. You can do a voice memo to yourself, talking to yourself, and then give it 24 hours. If you can't wait that long, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to wait 24 hours, but if you can't wait 24 hours, give it a few hours so that you are no longer that into what just happened. So where you can sit there and take a breath and then take a different view of what you just told yourself, right? Challenge your perception and go back and listen to it as if someone else sent this to you, as if someone else needs your help with what they're about to say. This will also help enhance your listening skills because how can you ever expect someone to listen to you if you won't listen to yourself? Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mark Akins, Mr. Challenge Your Perception. I'm here today to talk to you all about two books that I have put together. My latest creation, 111 Quotes to Challenge Your Perception. It's going to be available on Amazon.com. And while you're on there, you might want to also take a look at Challenge Your Perception of Cold Calling, one of my famous books here. And if you're going to get into sales, or if you know someone who's in sales, or if you have someone whose success is being held ransom by anxiety, this is the book for you. Ladies and gentlemen, these are available on Amazon.com. Again, my name is Mark Akins, Mr. Challenger Perception, and I hope to hear from you soon. Okay, another way to mental straight, and this is really simple stuff, is just that maybe we haven't always thought of it as a process that needs to be implemented and that needs to be serious in our lives. And so writing it out. Because if you don't want to talk to anyone, and if you think it's odd to talk to yourself, even though you're on social media all the time, making videos, talking to yourself, because if you're talking into this phone right now, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking into this video. Once I've talked to myself into the video, then I'll post it and people just hear me doing it. So if that for some reason makes you uncomfortable, even though you do it all the time, then write it out. Write it out. You have to get it out your head. Okay? I'm going to teach you guys something else that I used to do at the top of my days. And I don't have the same feelings in the beginning of my day all the time. But when I have these feelings, this is what I do. So I wake up, and if I have anxiety about the day, fear, doubt, cynicism, I write those words out. And then I physically destroy those words so that I can see that I got rid of those, so that I can see that I defeated those. I rip them up, I burn them, and what's left, I flush them. Because I am going to destroy those words, those thoughts, those feelings. I'm not going to let them destroy me. Okay? This has been a little something for your Sundays, brought to you by Gratifying Expressions LLC. At Gratifying Expressions, we believe that you all have the right to express yourselves. Just do it in a way that others will be grateful that you did. If you guys want to leave me a comment and talk to me directly, then go ahead and reach out to me at cypcomments@gmail.com. That's CYP comments with an S at gmail.com. Tap in at yesiammark.com